Okay, good day everyone. So welcome back to English for Academics and Professional Purposes. I'm Miss Riza G. Sahagun. So last time we discussed about the academic reading strategies. So, diba? So, natatandaan pa. So, what are the academic reading strategies? Diba? And what are the purposes of reading? Yan. So we have to scan for specific information, to skim to get an overview of the text. Ayan. So we read because we need to learn something, di ba? Or we read to critique an argument, and then to relate new content to existing knowledge. So for today, we will discuss about the various techniques in summarizing variety of academic texts. Okay. So for you, what are your techniques in summarizing? Do you have any techniques? Okay. So first, before we start, let us know what is the learning competency of this lesson. So we have uses various techniques in summarizing a variety of academic texts, and our learning objectives for this lesson is, at the end of the lesson, the learner shall be able to, number 1, define summarizing and summary from various writers, and next, identify the various techniques in summarizing and summarize various academic texts. Okay, so yan yung mga learning objectives o yung mga dapat nyo matutunan for this lesson. Okay, so this is only a practice test. So, try nyo sagutan in your own, okay? So, yan. So, number 1, we use summarizing to retell a story. Okay. Wait lang. Okay, so let's answer this principles of summarizing. So, you can answer. So, I'll give you 5 seconds to answer. Okay? So, first question, we use summarizing to A, retell a story. B, reduce information to essentials idea, get through an article more quickly. Letter D is understand easily. Okay, so what is your answer? I'll give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, for number 1 question, we use summarizing to, the correct answer is reduce information to essential idea. So, which is letter B. Next question. When summarizing, we want to unimportant information. When summarizing, we want to unimportant information. A, summarize. B, highlight. C, disregard. D, include. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the correct answer is disregard. So, ayan nga, diba? So, when summarizing, we want to unimportant information. Okay, next question. The main idea is A, all the information provided. B, the most important information. C, nothing to worry about. D, unimportant information. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the correct answer, the main idea is the most important information. Okay. Next, the basic signal are who, what, when, where, why, and how. Is it true or false? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the correct answer is letter A, so which is true. So those are the basic signal words: the who, what, when, where, and why, and how. Next, that gives the reader an idea about what the paragraph is going to be about. A, concluding sentence. B, summary. C, topic sentence. D, body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the correct answer is letter C, topic sentence. Okay, so tandaan nyo na. Next. Okay. Okay, so I have a question for you. So, I want you to recall one of the novels or short stories you discussed in one of your previous classes in English. So, ayan. Naman kayo anuhin. So, alam ko lang, paki-remember lang o i-recall nyo lang. Okay? So, did you find the retelling of the story is difficult? Why or why not? Why not? So, what are the strategies did you employ in order to retell the story? So, again, what strategies did you employ in order to retell the story or the story nga? So, did you find the strategies helpful or why not? Why or why not? Okay. So, ayan. So, let's define what is summarizing. So, what is summarizing? So, this is a brief statement or account of the main points of something. So, pag sinabi nating summarizing, this pagpapakilala or pagpapaikli ng isang information or shortening ng pinaka general information ng isang text. So, that is summarizing. So, a brief statement or account of the main points of something. Okay? So, according to Buckley 2004, in her popular writing text, Fit to Print, summarizing and reducing text to 1/3 or 1/4 it is original size, so clearly articulating the author's meaning and retaining main idea. So meaning to say, pag sinabi kasing reducing in text, ito yung pagpapaikli nga o binabawasan yung pinaka-text to 1/3 or 1/4. So kapag binabawasan, dapat yung isang text or isang text, dapat andun pa din yung pinaka main idea nung author. Okay? Yun lang yun. Next is, according to Diane Hacker 2008, so in an Canadian writer's reference explained that summarizing involves stating our thesis and main idea simply, briefly, and accurately. So, according to Diane Hacker, they involve stating a work thesis and a main idea simply, briefly, and accurately. So, for example, if you write an essay, you need a thesis statement, diba? So, you need to show the main idea and the supporting ideas. So, dapat kasama yung tatlong yan kapag nag-summary. Okay? So, yung simply, and briefly, yung ikli talaga, and accurately. So, dapat tama yung pagkaka-summarize mo. Eksakto dapat. Okay? Next is, so from dictionaries, so it is defined as taking a lot of information and creating a condensed version that covers the main points and to express the most important facts or ideas about something or someone in short and clear form. So, in short, kapag nagsisummary, dapat hindi nawawala yung main idea ng text. So, yun yung or yung important facts or the idea of the text. Okay? So, tandaan nyo. Next is, ayan. So, this is the from the definition, take a look on the full of words and phrases. So these are the words that you can use for summarizing, or the way that can help you for summarizing. So these are the words. So yung reducing text, clearly articulating, thesis, main ideas, simply, briefly, and accurately, condensed version, most important facts or ideas, and then short and clear form. Okay, so those are the words that you can use for summarizing, or way para makatulong sa'yo paano ka makakapag-summarize. Okay. Next. So, this is the various techniques in summarizing a variety of academic texts. So, number 1 is read the work first to understand the author's intent. So, this is a crucial step because an incomplete reading could lead to an inaccurate summary. So, note an inaccurate summary is a plagiarism. Okay, so I know some of you familiar sa word na plagiarism, di ba? Ayan. So when you say plagiarism, it is presenting someone else's work or ideas as your own. Okay, with or without their consent, by incorporating it into your work without full acknowledgement. So all published and unpublished material, whether in manuscript, printed, or electronic form, is covered under this definition. Okay? So, ingatan natin yung mga inaano natin minsan, kinokopya natin. Okay? Kasi baka mamaya makasuhan tayo. Okay? So, kailangan kapag, lalo na kapag may mga article tayong kinokopya, o kaya pag sinasummary natin, di ba? Ipinaparaphrase natin. Ingatan natin 'yon, okay? So as long as kailangan na bigyan natin ng credits yung nagsulat nun or yung author nun, okay? So in various techniques in summarizing, first you need to understand the author's intention. So syempre gamitan mo 'yan ng reading comprehension. Kaya nga 'di ba, diniscuss ko yung strategies in reading, yung purpose kung bakit tayo nagbabasa. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan. Kasi kung hindi mo gagawin, hindi magiging accurate yung summary mo. So, magiging incomplete siya. So, dapat basahin mo maigi. Okay? So, sabi nga dyan, an inaccurate summary is plagiarism. So, tandaan yun. Next. One of the summarization techniques can do is to present information through facts, skills, and concept in visual format. So you can provide the cause and effects, charts, timelines, and Venn diagrams, templates for outlines, use flowcharts or infographics. So, isa sa mga techniques sa summarization na pwede mong gawin is to present information through facts, skills, visual formats. Pwede ka mag-provide ng mga organizational charts, di ba? Like Venn diagram, flowcharts, ayan. And then yung mga cause and effects. So, yung mga ginagamit natin, for example, kapag nagre-report kayo, di ba? Ayan. Kung mapapansin nyo, may mga ibang nagre-report. Gumagamit sila ng mga outline, charts, ayan. So, or infographics nga. Ayan. Venn diagram para mas ma-explain nila ng maigi. Siyempre, nakasama rin na siya. Hindi siya ganun kabigat na intindihin. Okay? Next. To avoid difficulty. So, you need first to know the main points and the supporting details. You can exclude any illustration, examples or explanations. So dito, andali lang ito. So dito naman, para daw di ka mahirapan sa pagsa-summarize or pagsa-summary, may mga techniques na dapat alamin mo muna. Yung pinaka main points and supporting details. So, pag nalaman mo na yung supporting details and main points ng text, tanggalin mo yung mga examples and explanations. Okay? So, importante yan kapag, for example, mga article, ayan, may mga example, may mga text yan, sinasabi sa text. So, you can exclude those words or yung mga sentences na yon. Okay? Kasi hindi naman na siya ganun ka-importante. So, syempre, summarize nga, di ba? Yeah, so, you can exclude. Okay? Next, number 4. So, you need to analyze the text to save time in thinking what will you do. So, dapat hindi lang bara-bara na nagsisummarize. So, meron kasi nagsummarize, ay kukunin ko tong part na to sa introduction. Ay kukunin ko to, ganyan. So, hindi ganon. So, you need to analyze the text. Okay? So, para syempre, napaikli mo yung oras mo, makasave ka ng time. Ayan. So, alamin mo muna kung ano yung dapat mong gawin before ka mag-summarize. Okay? Next, number 5. Think what information you will put in your summary. So, be sure to cover the main points and argument of the document. So, think what information. So, isipin mo na ano yung mga information na ilalagay mo sa summary mo. So, be sure to cover the main points and the argument of the document. So, ipakitandaan. Okay? Be sure to cover the main points, ayan, and the arguments of the documents. Okay, next. Number 6 is one of the best things to do in auto-summarizing is restating the words into different ones. So, you should avoid using the original words of the author. Instead, use your own vocabulary, but be sure to retain the information. Okay, so sa madaling salita, kapag nag-summarize, iwasan natin yung gagamitin natin yung mismong or kopyang-kopya natin yung nandun sa pinaka ni state ng author. Okay, yung word na ginamit ng author mismo doon sa text niya. Okay, so you can use your own word or your own vocabulary. But, be sure nga daw to retain the information. So, dapat, andun pa rin yung pinaka main idea or yung information na gusto niyang ibigay dun sa reader. Okay? Or dun sa mga mabasa nga. Okay, so, dapat nandun pa din yung pinaka main point nung pinaka text niya pag nag-summarize. Okay? Next. You will fully understand what the document is when you organize all ideas. So, syempre, kapag na-organize mo yung lahat ng idea, syempre, maiintindihan mo talaga yon. Okay? So, you need to organize first all the ideas. Okay? Para mas maintindihan mo siya. Next, one of the things you can do is to write down all information in a coherent, precise form. So, keep in mind that summary is a condensed version of the original paper. So, avoid making it long. Sorry. So, you can write down all information. So, nang mas maliwanag or magkakaugnay dapat. At syempre, sakto. Okay? So, tandaan, yung summaries, yun nga, pagpapaikli. Pero, the original form, okay, so avoid make it long. So, iwasan natin na kahit nag-summary tayo. Syempre, pag nag-summary nga, dapat hindi ganon kahaba, okay? Hindi, syempre, summary, ayun. Pagpapaikli, so kailangan maikli lang siya. Okay? Yan, next. You can also decide to represent information through using dimensional constructions in representing concepts, skills, or facts. So, dito naman, paano may lalatag yung mga information na gagamitin mo? So, ano ba yung mga general ideas or supporting ideas? Okay? Ayun. Last one is paraphrasing in one of the skills you can do in writing. So, a summary with it, do not use the same words with the author. So, when you say paraphrasing pertains to the paragraph. So, this is the structure of the text. But don't forget the general ideas or the supporting ideas of the text. Okay. So, with the tips above, you will no longer worry whenever you need to summarize because it is your one-stop solution to having a fantastic summary that offer nice details to readers. So, follow the tips and you will not make mistakes. Okay, so yun. Kung kailangan nyo pag mag-summary kayo, you read those tips how to summarize. Okay, next. So here's how you start writing your summary. So we have an example number 1. So I'll read the story or the text. Okay. So due to an increased Due to an increase in traffic between the various islands which make up Japan and prediction of continuing growth in train travel, a rail tunnel was built to connect the islands of Honshu and Hokkaido. So the Seikan Tunnel in Japan is today the longest tunnel in the world, with length of almost 54 kilometers. When the tunnel was opened in 1988, all existing trains went through it. However, newer Japanese bullet trains have never used the tunnel because of the cost of extending the high-speed line through it. Consequently, the train journey from Tokyo to Sapporo still takes about 10 hours. In contrast, the journey by air takes only 3.5 hours. This is combined with the fall in the cost of flying has meant that more people travel by plane than train, and the tunnel is not used as much as forecasts had predicted. Okay, so that is the Japanese rail tunnel. So ito yung mga keywords or words na ginamit sa text, di ba? Kung mababasa nyo kanina. So, example is yung increase in traffic, connect islands. So, yan, mga nabasa nyo yan kanina. So, Honshu and Hokkaido, prediction and continuing growth, the longest rail tunnel, opened 1988, 54 km, opened in 1988, bullet trains, never use tunnel, fall in the cost of flying, not use as much as forecast predicted. So, yun yung mga words na pwede nyo siyang magamit for your summarizing. So, pwede nyo ilista yung mga general information para makatulong siya sa pagsa-summarize. So, katulad nga yan, so, yung mga general information na pwede makatulong. Yan. So, this is the summary. An example of summary na. So, the longest railway tunnel in the world links the island of Honshu and Hokkaido. So, this 54-kilometer tunnel was inaugurated in 1988 to deal with the predicted increase in rail traffic. However, the fall in the cost of flying and the fact that high-speed trains cannot use the tunnel have resulted in the tunnel being less widely used than expected. So, ayan. Next, example number 2. Okay. So, the Sydney Opera House. So, are you familiar in this Sydney Opera House? Ayan. So, the Sydney Opera House is one of the most famous architectural wonders of the modern world. Instantly recognizable both for its roof shells and its impressive location in Sydney Harbour. It has become one of the best-known images of Australia. Situated close to Sydney Harbour Bridge, this large performing arts centre was started in 1959 and completed in 1973. After a competition to choose the design, the Danish architect Jorn Utzon was chosen. The opera house includes theaters, five rehearsal studios, two main halls, for restaurants, six bars, and several shops. So the construction of the opera house was fairly controversial as the final of the building was much higher than predicted. It was expected to cost $7 million, but in fact, the final cost was $102 million. So this was due to difficult weather condition problem with structural design and changes to contract. The remarkable roof shells were also difficult to construct. Furthermore, the construction took longer than planned. Completion of the building was initially expected in 4 years in 1963. Unfortunately, because of the many problems and changes which were necessary in the design, the building was not completed until 10 years later in 1973. It was inaugurated by Queen Elizabeth II on the 20th October 1973 and millions of people attend the ceremony. The event was televised and included a fireworks display and classical music performance. So, ayun nga, ito yung mga words na na-encounter natin sa text kanina, which is the Sydney Opera House. So, ayan, most famous architectural wonders of the modern world, recognizable both for its roof shells, location in Sydney Harbour, performing arts center started in 1959 and completed in 1973. Next, completion, the Danish architect Jorn Utzon, 5 theaters, 5 rehearsal studios, 2 main halls, 4 restaurants, 6 bars, and several shops. And then the controversial expected $7 million. The final cost was $102. Difficult weather condition problems with structural design and changes to contracts. So it is inaugurated by Queen Elizabeth II on the 20th October 1973. So this is the summary. Ayan. So ito yung mga words na pwede nyong gamitin para mas ma-summarize nyo yung text. Okay. So for this is the example na for summary. So ginamit niya na yung mga words kanina na binanggit ko. Okay. So the Sydney Opera House has been described as one of the wonders of the modern world. It is located in Sydney Harbour, Australia, designed by Danish architect Jorn Utzon. In this large performing arts center with numerous theaters, restaurants, and other facility. It took 14 years to build at a cost of over 100 million, 100 million dollars. The construction was seen as controversial as it was estimated to only cost $7 million, but the adverse weather, design difficulties, and contractual problems made expenses spiral out of control. It was inaugurated by Queen Elizabeth II in 1973 at a ceremony televised to the world. So this is adapted from Philpott S. and Kernick. Ayan. So that's it. Next, so another 5 easy tips, techniques in summarizing various academic texts. So technique number 1 is the word somebody wanted but so then. So ayan. So somebody wanted but so then. So this is an excellent summarizing strategy for stories. Yeah. So kung gagawa kayo ng summarization na sa story, you can use these words. Yung somebody, wanted, but, so, then. So, each word represent a key question related to the story essential elements. So, pag sinabi somebody, who is the story about? Okay? Next, wanted. What does the main character want? And then, but, identify a problem that the main character encountered. Next, how does the main character solve the problem? And then, tell how the story ends. Okay, so here's an example of, sorry, wait lang. Ayun, nawala yung example. So, the story for, the example story for this, Somebody Wanted But So Then, is yung story ng Little Red Riding Hood. Okay, so gagamitin natin yung mga words na to, somebody, wanted, but, so, then. Okay, so if you are familiar in the story of Little Red Riding Hood, ayan, so makaka-relate kayo dito. So somebody, pag somebody, who is the story about? Okay, so who is the story about? So Little Red Riding Hood wanted. What does the main character want? So she wanted to take the cookies for her sick grandmother. And then, but identify a problem that the main character encountered. But she encountered a wolf pretending to be her grandmother. So, how does the main character solve the problem? So, she ran away crying for help. Okay. Then, how the story ends? Then, a woodsman heard her and she saved her from the wolf. Okay, so that is the an example of strategy using somebody wanted but so then. So after that, after answering the questions, so combine the answer to form a summary. So Little Red Riding Hood wanted to take cookies to her sick grandmother, but she encountered a wolf. She got to her grandmother's house first and pretended to be the old woman. He got to her grandmother's house first and pretended to be the old woman. He was going to eat Little Red Riding Hood, but she realized that he was doing and ran away, crying for help. A woodsman heard the girl's cries and saved her from the wolf. Okay, so diba nagamit yung somebody wanted but so then sa story ng Little Red Riding Hood. So you can use this one for technique na for summarizing, lalo na kapag story siya. Okay, technique number 2, which is the SAAC method. Okay, so when you say SAAC method, the SAAC method is another useful technique for summarizing any kind of text. Story, article, speech, etc. So SAAC is an acronym for state, assign, action, and complete. So each word in the acronym refers to specific element that should be included in the summary. Okay, so let's see. So state, so SAAC, state, this is the name of the article, book, or the story. Next is A, assign, the name of the author. Next, another A, action. So what the author is doing, for example, tells or explains. Okay. And next is complete. So for letter C, complete the sentence or summary with keywords and important details. So yeah. So this method is particularly helpful for students tulad nyo who are learning the format of summary and need reminders to include the title, author's name. However, SAAC does not include clear guidance about which details to include, which some student might find tricky. So, if you use SAAC with your student, ayun nga, remind them of the types of details that belongs in a summary before yeah. So, here's an example of SAAC in action. Okay, so the title of the story is, yan. So for letter S, state the name of the article, book, or story. So the name of the article or the book is The Boy Who Cried Wolf. And assign the name of the author, Aesop, a Greek storyteller. And then action, what the author is doing, tells. Okay, yan. Next is complete what happened. Complete the sentence or summary with the keywords and important details. So, tandaan keywords and the important details. Okay? Pinaka-importanteng details dun sa pinaka-story or dun sa text or dun sa article. Ayan. Or dun sa book. So, the important details in the story is what happened when a shepherd boy repeatedly lies to the villagers about seeing a wolf. Okay, so that's it. So use the SAAC to write a summary of the boy who cried wolf in a complete sentences. So the boy who cried wolf by Aesop, a Greek storyteller, tells what happens when a shepherd boy repeatedly lies to the villagers about seeing a wolf. After a while, they ignore his false cries. Then, when a wolf really does attack, they don't come to help him. So, familiar kayo dyan sa story na yan. I know. Next technique. So, technique number 3, the 5 W's and 1 H. So, natin yan. The 5 W's, 1 H strategy relies on 6 crucial questions which is who, what, when, where, and where, why, and how. So, this question make it easy to identify the main character, the important details, and the main idea. So, you can use this in a story again. So for who is the story about? And then what did they do? When did the action take place? Where did the story happen? Why did the main character do what he or she did? How did the main characters do what he or she did? Okay? Yan. So ito yung 5 W's and 1 H. So, try these techniques in familiar fables, okay? Such as the tortoise, okay? So, the story of tortoise and the hare. So, let's proceed to the question who. So, who is the story about? The tortoise, right? And then, what did they do? So, what? He raised a quick, boastful hare and won. Okay. Next, when did the action take place? When isn't specified in the story, so it is not important in this case. So, pag hindi naman siya ganun ka-importante dun sa story, you can, pwede mo na siyang hindi isama. Okay? Next, lalo na kung hindi naman siya nabanggit. Okay? Next, where did the story happen? Okay, so, an old country road. Okay? Ano tayo the tortoise and the hare. Then, why? Why did the main character do what he or she did. So the tortoise was tired of hearing the hare boast about his speed. And then how did the main character do what he or she did? So the tortoise, how? The tortoise kept up his slow but steady pace. Ayan. So then use the answer to the 5 W's. So, ayun, yung mga binanggit ko kanina about sa story ng tortoise. So, how to write a summary in complete sentences. Yeah. So, tortoise got tired of listening to hare boast about how fast he was. So, he challenged hare to a race even though he was slower than hare. Tortoise won by keeping up his slow and steady pace when he stopped to take a nap. So that's it. The 5 W's 1H technique. Next technique. So the number 4 technique. First, the word first, then finally. So the first, then finally technique helps students summarize events in chronological order. So the 3 words represent the beginning, main action, and the conclusion of the story respectively. Ayan. So first, what happened first include the main character and the main event or action. Then, what key detail took place during the event or action. Then finally, what were the result of the event or action. So, here's the example of using Goldilocks and the 3 bears. First, Goldilocks entered the bears' home while they were gone. Then she ate their food, sat in their chairs, and slept in their beds. Finally, she woke up to find the bears watching her, so she jumped up, ran away. Okay, so that's it for technique number 4, first, then, and finally. Next, the last one is technique 5, give me the gist. When someone asks to the gist of a story, they want to know what the story is about. In other words, they want a summary, not retelling of every detail. Okay? That is, give me the gist. To introduce a gist method. So, explain that summarizing is just like giving a friend to the gist. Okay? And have your student tell each other about their favorite books or movies in 15 seconds or less. So you can use the GIS method as a fun, quick way to practice summarizing on a regular basis. Okay, so ayan. Ayan, hindi man natin siya magagawa man ngayon. Okay, baka sa susunod, okay? Yan. Next, so the last one is when summarizing it is useful. When summarizing is useful again. So summarizing is useful in many types of writing and in different points in the writing process. So summarizing is used to support an argument, provide context for papers, theses, write literature reviews, and annotate a bibliography. Okay, then the benefit of summarizing lies in showing the big picture. Tama naman yun. Okay, which allows the reader to contextualize what are you saying. In addition to the advantages of summarizing for the reader, as a writer, you can gain a better sense of where you are going to write, going with your writing, which parts need elaboration, and whether you have comprehend the information you have collected. So this is the references, okay? So summarizing is very useful, lalo na sa mga estudyante. Yan, di ba? Lalo na kapag nagre-report kayo, 'Diba? Merong mga nagre-report sometimes na lahat na nakalagay doon sa mga sa libro or doon sa binigay na copy is sinusulat sa Manila paper o kaya sa PowerPoint. So, you need to summarize those lalo na kapag nag-college kayo, okay? So, you can use organizational chart, and so yung mga technique kaninang binigay. Okay? Lalo na kung story siya. Okay, so, for your activity, so, I'll give the activity in asynchronous na lang. Okay? So, sana panoorin nyo to kasi napaka-importante, napakahaba niyang i-discuss kasi yan, so sana mapanood nyo. Okay? So, thank you. Yan.